What is going on, New York Yankee fans? Welcome back to another New York Yankees video here on the Big Blue in the Bronx YouTube channel. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or video drops. Appreciate you coming back. Share this out. Do all of the good stuff. We are somewhere around a little bit more than 60 subscribers away from 2,000, so please share out to a friend, family member, dog, cat, pet, whoever. Please have them subscribe, and we're trying to get some better content up here, of course, and always trying to upgrade what we do. So, I really don't see the point in making like series recaps and all this other stuff, but this video I could not stay away from making. And it's basically talking about how the Yankees have possibly changed as a team. Not just the players themselves doing different things, but also the manager and the hitting coaches. So let's get into it. It's not going to be a long video, but I'm just going to recap a couple of different things from the past two series. The Yankees start off the season at a record of 6-1, first in the AL East. The Tigers, as of this recording, are still undefeated, but the Yankees, I believe, have the first most wins in the American League as of right now. And not a lot of people saw this hot start. The Astros, everyone thought they were going to be the same team as last year and the year before and the year before and the year before. And then also the Diamondbacks. Obviously, yes, the Yankees acquired Juan Soto. We could talk about that for days, but we definitely will talk about it. The Yankees had Verdugo acquired from the Boston Red Sox. But all of the questions surrounding this team were not necessarily around the acquisitions, but around manager Aaron Boone, his usage of the bullpen, and also the starting rotation. And a couple other guys, whether they would make big steps or not. So let's get into that. And I want to talk about Aaron Boone first. I think, and I'm one of Aaron Boone's harshest critics, right? Wasn't really a fan of bringing him back on that second contract. I believe this is his last year in terms of a contract year until the Yankees have the option. But right now, at least, he's making the Yankees bring him back for that option. Nonetheless, he hasn't toyed with the lineup a lot, and I actually like the lineup construction. Coming into the season, I'm like, maybe Soto should probably hit third. But again, that's a really micro criticism of this lineup. But I found out that I would be wrong. Torres hitting first, Soto, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton sometimes. Then you'd have Volpe, Verdugo, and it was a mixture of that. And I'm also looking at today's lineup, which was a little different because they had Austin Wells in there, they had Trent Grisham in there, and Volpe moved up a couple of spots. And again, the Yankees not switching around their lineups is going to be a big key piece in their success this season. And if this is a microcosm of how the season's going to go, the Yankees could definitely win 95 to 100 games as long as they stay healthy and the pitching is good, of course, because both sides have to work together. But Aaron Boone does deserve credit because in the past, he toyed with the lineup, he moved shit around, he gave guys rest days when they really didn't need it. But Aaron Boone is coming out and dropping his balls on the table, for a lack of a better word. Has not toyed too much with the bullpen. I have to give him credit there. The micro criticism you can make is the Luis Heel start, but he hasn't toyed too much with the bullpen, overusing guys and what have you, like we've seen in the past. Clay Holmes. He's been rocky, though. Clay Holmes has been rocky, which is a little concerning. I know a lot of people want Ian Hamilton as the closer. We could get into that in another video, and I know other people want David Bednar traded to the Yankees, but again, we'll get into that in another video or on a live stream or something like that. But he hasn't toyed too much with the bullpen. He's used guys on a very good basis, right? Caleb Ferguson got his first save of the season against the Diamondbacks. Jay Cousins had a rough outing in that one loss to Arizona. Right, Victor Gonzalez, he's looked fairly solid. Loaiza got a little bumpy, but overall the production is there. And Ian Hamilton, who a lot of people want in that closer role, has been very good. And coming into the season, again, like I thought of, Aaron Boone and his use of the bullpen, all these other different questions that I had was, is the bullpen going to be good? Because it's low risk, high reward guys. And that's where you have to give a little bit of credit to Brian Cashman for finding these guys, and then Aaron Boone using them creatively and also at an efficient level, that the way this team is performing on the field and they don't overuse these guys, and it's at an efficient level overall. So my next thing is more small ball. Now, the Yankees don't necessarily lead the league or the American League in stolen bases, but not just small ball itself, but also picking up on certain things. The sacrifice by Austin Wells in, I believe it was Houston. The hit and run on the Juan Soto single that scored Gleyber Torres. That doesn't come out as a stolen base, but nonetheless, Juan Soto hits the ball to left field. Gleyber's already scoring basically a hit and run. So the Yankees toying a little bit with small ball, and that also goes to credit in terms of James Rousing, who pretty much had a interesting approach, kind of like the other guys came in, like not necessarily analytic approach, but a little bit more old school than a Marcus Thames, and definitely more than a Dylan Lawson. And his techniques with this team so far have worked out really good. You see it in a lot of different players across the Yankees starting lineup. And when I'm talking about small ball, I'm also talking about forcing errors among the opposition. There was that one play in Arizona where the Yankees, I think it was a sac fly, and then there was a throwing error, and then there was another throwing error. The Yankees ended up scoring 2 runs, and they largened their lead over the Arizona Diamondbacks. And one thing I will credit Aaron Boone with is as well. And again, my thoughts can change on a lot of different things, but this is just to start the first 7 games. This is my initial reaction. Is when they were playing the Diamondbacks in the 3rd game, the Arizona Diamondbacks made a decision to take out the designated hitter. They put Scott McGough as the 9th hitter because Perdomo came out, McCarthy came in as a pinch runner, and they made a couple of different moves. And they moved their DH to shortstop, and then whoever was being the shortstop would be Perdomo, of course, and then they put McGough in. So the Yankees were in a little bit of trouble in the bottom half of the 11th with some runs being in, and of course you have the runner on second, and it was a 1-run game. Now they had 2 runners on, and Gabriel Moreno, he's up at the plate, but Aaron Boone realizing, hey, the pitcher's on deck, they walk Moreno and they strike out McGough. So that is total feel of the game. That's something from Aaron Boone we have not seen in his Yankee tenure. So that's my little credit chapter to Aaron Boone and the coaching staff of the Yankees, because it feels like for the first time, I don't know why it took this long, first time in years, they're putting the players in a position to succeed, not moving around the lineups, not toying too much with the bullpen, all these different things. And outside of, actually, you know what? I'll credit the starting rotation as well. Outside of Nestor Cortes, who's looked a little rocky, let's be honest, Carlos Rodon, he's pitched really well. He had a solid outing. Not great, not good, not terrible, but a solid outing considering. And he also had a solid outing against the Houston Astros. Marcus Stroman, he's pitched well. Luis Hill, he pitched well. And Clark Schmidt, he pitched okay. So for a starting rotation, again, with a lot of questions and Garrett Cole not being there, I think they've performed pretty well. And again, that's credit to the Yankees coaching staff, and that's credit to the pitchers as well. So I want to talk about Juan Soto's impact and also just the offense on this team and the energy. He's made a couple of game-saving plays. The go-ahead RBI single, which I talked about, the go-ahead home run in Houston, and also the outfield assist in the first game as a Yankee. Runners coming to the plate, Soto throws from right field, and he doesn't have the strongest arm in the world. He cuts down the runner at the plate. And to be fair, he's cooled off a little bit. But you see this thing with the Yankees team, there are certain guys that are starting to pick it up a little bit. Juan Soto started off, he's cooling off a little bit, didn't have the greatest game in that last game against the Arizona Diamondbacks, actually went 0 for 5. No hits, but he also had a run. So you have that. But Aaron Judge, slow start, he's starting to heat up. He had somewhere, I think it was like a 120 average to begin the game, then moved to 148 and 179 now. Once he hit that homer to right center field and the Yankees took the lead, that was the beginning of his hot streak. And hopefully he continues against the Blue Jays, who he's had success against. So for Judge, he obviously, again, had that RBI double in extra innings, continuing his hot streak. And again, usually you wouldn't see that in the past with Judge. He's carrying the team, and then if he's not carrying the team, everyone else would crap out. But here is a different story. This year so far, it seems to be a different story. Oswaldo Cabrera. I was a huge critic of Oswaldo Cabrera coming into the season. I'm like, I don't want him playing the outfield. He should start the season in the minor leagues. But obviously, DJ LeMahieu got hurt and a lot of different things happened. So Oswaldo Cabrera has started to play really well. Houston was his hottest series rather than the Arizona series. And he went 0 for 4 today. And he's still batting .346 on the season. The Yankees get the off day, and then they play the Blue Jays at home. And it's not just Oswaldo Cabrera who's playing really well. I think he leads the team in home runs, or is pretty close to it. You have Anthony Volpe, a guy who struck out 167 times last year, was criticized by a lot of people, including myself, for certain reasons, and he comes out of the gate, and he's playing really well. He's playing like almost a all-star shortstop level. Now, he does have some fielding stuff he has to take care of because I think he's already committed 1, 2, maybe even 3 errors this season. But he was 0 for 5 in the last Arizona game, but he's hitting .409. So it seemed like there was a couple players who started off the season really hot. They're kind of cooling down, but there's also some other players that are heating up. Anthony Rizzo is also one of those guys. He was 2 for 5. And is now hitting .222 compared to the start of the season, which really wasn't that great. And hopefully the catchers could start hitting a little bit more consistently as well. And Verdugo's getting started, right? He hit that 2-run homer in the top of the 10th inning against the Diamondbacks, and now he's hitting 160. So a lot of the different things that are happening with this Yankee team, and I am so excited because when certain guys are cooling down, other guys are getting red hot, and vice versa. We saw it again. Soto, Cabrera, Volpe cooling down just a tad, but Judge, Rizzo, and Verdugo are getting it started. And one micro criticism I would do is, Torres probably moved to the 5-6 hole and Volpe moved to the 1 hole. I would like Volpe to steal a couple more bases too. But I'm excited about this Yankees starting. The credit has to go to the manager. Credit has to go to the Yankees and having this new energy because I think it's been most of their season, if you count the games, probably 4 or 5 out of the 7, that they've fought from behind, starting with opening day. You had the final game in Arizona. You had, I think, 1 or 2 more games in Houston. So this team has a fight and an attitude and the dog mentality that we have not seen from a Yankee team in a long time. And hopefully it continues. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops for your drops. Appreciate you coming back. Again, we're so close to the 2,000 subscriber mark. Share out to a friend. Do all the good stuff, guys. Peace out. See you later. Stay cool.